consultant, image maker, journalist, and trendsetter. That's my attempt to introduce Helen Oppenheim. Hi, Helen.
Hello, Dwight.
You know, you've been behind a lot of really big names. Can you tell us some of those names?
La Coupe, Vidar Sassoon, USA, John Sahag.
And you know, you were more, though, than a public relations director for them. So, what was your... Maybe you can elaborate on your, say, La Coupe.
I put La Coupe on the map by not just doing public relations, but also by being an image maker. And also I worked as their creative director, which meant I worked with all the hairdressers on ideas, perms, cuts, colors, conceptualized the releases, art directed the photographs, and had tremendous freedom to do great things, which at the time we were doing from Canada.
It's amazing. You seem to have been able to do it even once again, because at one time all of the looks that Sassoons were doing came from London. And then all of a sudden there was a small period where it came from America. And
Vidar Sassoon at the time had just launched their products. It was 8 years after they had launched their products, and they had been putting a lot of their energies into the products, and the salons had not really been energized and motivated. And so I was hired, tempted away from La Coupe, in fact, and given the tremendous challenge of revitalizing the salons. And I worked as, again, creative director and public relations director. I had 2 jobs. I, again, was given a certain amount of power to do this, and I was senior to all the hairdressers, which in reality, not all the Vidar Sassoon hairdressers took too well to. Obviously, as a non-hairdresser coming in, telling them this hair had to be shorter and this hair had to be longer. And it was a very tough job to do it in all the salons.
What would be your advice for other salons for moving ahead?
Public relations can create an atmosphere in which a product or corporation, company, or salon will enjoy an intangible advantage over its competitors on the strength of its image. To be effective, I tell them that during the year, every promotional element that comes before the public, and by every promotional element I mean every element, everything from a logo to stationery to their business card to a mention that might happen at a fashion show to photographs, obviously, but absolutely everything, the way their receptionist answers the telephone, totally everything. Every promotional element that comes before the public should be recognized. Most people don't know why something is successful if it's as a result of public relations, and they have to really trust and have confidence in their public relations person, not just for 2 months or 3 months or 6 months, but really minimum for a year. You have to think of public relations as an investment over the year, not as a over-the-top expense. And it has to be an investment you're spending so much on, and you have to realize that you might not see returns immediately. It might take a year, and you have to trust this person. So if you can't afford to have the best person in the city, go out and find someone who's enthusiastic, who has taste and fashion sense, and is honest. What
is hot? What is going to happen next?
At the moment, I think what's hot probably is small heads as opposed to big heads. I think straighter than straight hair has not arrived in this country yet, and I think that it's going to be big. I think waves have been coming for a year and a half, and as anybody who knows me knows, I always say waves. Now they're finally here again, and they're probably going to rule for a while. So I have gone into business with Salon Video Network, best of the best video company, and we are going to produce something called HOT, which is Helen Oppenheim's Trends, and we're going to make it available to hairdressers and to salons and to possibly the consumer, and it's going to be very hot.
Well, I'm so glad you came with us, and I'm going to make sure that we continually see hot, so we know what's really hot.
Fantastic.